Good afternoon, good evening, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is my Sunday weekly analysis. Miss Fierce here from the Fierce Trade House. I'm excited because another week of trading is coming up and the markets are looking exciting. As always, if this is your first time on my channel, guys, please like, subscribe, and yes, click on the notification bell so that anytime I post up new content, you're immediately alerted and you don't miss out on anything. So that being said, looking at Euro USD as the first pair today, and the reason being, you guys know I don't trade Euro USD, or if you didn't know, I don't trade Euro USD. But one of my avid subscribers actually commented and mentioned that I don't usually look at Euro USD. So this is for you. I'll do that this week, today rather. So let's see how Euro has been. Basically, I think Euro USD generally has been, we were bearish and then we kind of, broke structure here and began to push higher. And then we've been retracing back to previous levels of demand here. So I think we could still, this weekly candle here that pushed the price of euro to the upside was quite a good indication that we are trying to continue on to the upside. And we do see there was a bit of a retracement here, and we've just clearly gotten back, to this level. So I'm thinking we will likely see prices continue to push up. But let me just look at the daily. So we see there's a lot of buy side liquidity up here. So I really think that there's potential for Euro USD to keep pushing higher. But just because of how this candle closed on Friday, I am kind of thinking that possibly there's also a possibility that we may push lower and try and target in the imbalances downside. Like, for example, I'm thinking if we do push lower on market open, we may be trying to take out this low, and then possibly we will drop all the way to 1.12482 before we see the continuation of price to the upside. Because I see like this was a really strong and convincing rally to the top, signifying a strong bullish trend, and we've just simply retraced, right? But as we did so, we left liquidity downside. We also left imbalances. So that's why I feel like there's possibility, just bearing in mind how this candle closed and how the weekly is also looking. On the weekly, we've kind of rejected at this demand zone here, but I'm not yet convinced that we may just continue pushing up immediately. I feel like we may push just a bit lower before we continue on to the upside. So again, 1.2, basically 1.12482 is a near-term target, I suppose, when the market opens. Let me see how many pips that is. That's about 83 pips away, about 80 pips, downside, before we push up. I think that's what I'm looking at. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, we've taken out this swing low here, and there is room to push a bit lower, okay, to this zone down here. I mean, we have some relatively equal lows here, so I'm kind of thinking we may just open and see price pushing lower, okay, because what's been happening is there's really no imbalance upside. It's more to the downside. There's liquidity downside. So yeah, I'm feeling like we need to kind of retrace a bit and then now continue to rally to the top. But I feel like Euro USD is actually trying to now continue its uptrend, just bearing in mind this aggressive push to the upside that happened a couple of weeks ago, or rather a couple of weeks ago. So that being said, short-term bearish, and then we'll continue to push up. That's for Euro USD. Let me go to gold. Now, gold last week was very interesting, especially because we see that, I mean, obviously we had this is my markings from last week, so you guys can see I've been bullish on gold, really, especially last week. And this was a target that I was anticipating gold to get to. This is at 1916.57. I feel like gold may need to retest that. But also, when you look at it in terms of fundamentally, we know that there's been tension, there's potential for a war breaking out between Russia and Ukraine. I don't know if you guys have been following the news. So right now, what that means is, the reason why we are seeing gold really, really pushing up with these really strong bullish candles is possibly because gold tends to be a hedge against inflation. And I mean, with the war, I guess people begin to move their money from, cash money to, hard assets like gold, palladium, silver, etc. So we're going to see possibly the metals rising just based on that. I mean, being not per se that it's set in stone, but that's a knee-jerk reaction that happens during such events. And we know that next week as well, I think, is it this coming week or the next week after that, the Fed has been talking about inflation rate hikes, because of rising inflation. So again, we know that the indices, the stock markets, the equities have been sliding. Last week as well, we saw sliding, which explains this move to the upside. So with gold, I'm still targeting this level up here, okay, about 200 pips away. And then I would like to see what happens next. If you look at this carefully, we took out this swing high here, okay, which is a pretty strong level of structure. So potentially, we may push up, take out this high, or we may retrace back to this zone before we push up, because we've also left some bit of imbalance downside. So I will not be surprised if I see that happening. So obviously, what I would do is probably on the lower time frame when the market opens, I would like to see what's happening. But so far, as you can see, rally up, we've taken out this swing high here, we pushed lower, and then we're kind of, when you push lower, we're seeing rejection back topside, trying to fill the imbalances here. But there's also potential to just possibly push down, grab liquidity, fill in the imbalances, and then continue to 1917.59 and so on, or we could just see the move up. So for me, I'll just be looking, I'm bullish still on gold. Whether we retrace or not, I'm still looking at the 1900s as a potential level. We can see we're at 1897. We're not too far. So yeah, we did get to 1900 and then we retraced, but I feel like, there's potential to keep moving up. But if you do see a retracement on market open, just know that it's just coming to clear imbalances or fill up imbalances downside. We have a first level maybe at 1879 and then 1841, so those are potential retest zones. Okay, let's look at my favorite index right now, which is NASDAQ. It used to be Dow Jones, but right now I really like NAS. So it's my number one favorite, and then I think US 30 now is my second. So like I said, the indices have been dropping. You can see the daily. These are my markings again for last week. So these are trade setups that I was looking. Actually, this is markings that I did for my Saturday class. I had a class on Saturday, yesterday. So I was actually teaching using NASDAQ and explaining the structure. But as we can see, I think so what we are seeing is, I like they're relatively equal lows here, okay, and imbalances here. That's why this marking is here. So I'm anticipating that NAS may break down in price and come and target this zone here. Again, encouraged by what's happening globally with what I've just explained with gold. So I feel like we are, unless something happens with, next week with the Feds and everything, I'm bearish on NAS 100. Similarly, if I look at US 30, I'm sure they look exactly almost the same. My take is the same. When we see these rejection downside here, this is just, there's so much liquidity here. I would be surprised if we just started moving up without taking care of this. And if we did then do that, anticipate a massive drop at some point, because loads of liquidity lying downside here at 33,217.9 and even lower at 32,902. So yeah, bearish on US 30 and NAS. So let me look at a currency. Let me look at a GBP pair. So GBP USD, one of my favorite currency pairs. And GU basically has been, okay, we've been in this retracement for quite a while. We have now been trying to, last couple of weeks, trying to push up, possibly. But the last, let's say 2 months, GU has been kind of bullish. And then we retraced somewhere midway through those months. And then now we began moving up again. So the only thing right now I'm seeing is that it's really struggling to push up like aggressively. The bears are still kind of, in control. So what I would want to see, let me look at the daily, gives me a bit more. Yeah, so very interesting. So we are seeing there was this sudden push to the upside. We grabbed liquidity, we pushed lower, and all we've been forming is we've actually been creating liquidity on both sides. So it's kind of 50-50 in terms of what may happen when the market opens. But either way, I'll be looking to see what is the initial move for GU. I'm still bullish on it. Yeah, just, I'm bullish on it. I'm anticipating that we are going to take out more liquidity upside, and then, so we have this long-term target at the 1.37478. Basically, this is the range that I'm looking at. Either way, we are literally smack in the middle of this range on the daily time frame. So that's why I'm kind of 50-50. But we have, we've been ranging, and it's very possible that we will maybe push lower, then push up. But I'm 50-50, guys. I'm 50-50. I much prefer, when I think about it now, when I think about it now, let me look at a lower time frame. Look at 4 hour. Yeah, so it's just ugliness for me, to be honest with you. I'm not seeing a clear direction. We do have liquidity upside, but I feel, we may actually go down first before we continue to the upside. That's basically it. But again, 50-50. Okay, guys, 50-50 on that. So GBPUSD, GBPJPY. Obviously, if I see anything different, I'll post charts in the course of the week on my Telegram group. GJ looking like GU, but with a bit more clarity. And we are kind of, I think we are still, there's a lot of liquidity downside. So I'm looking at this and thinking that possibly we may be targeting a level downside here, the 155.307, as in long term. I don't know how long that is. Let's look at about 1,000 pips, right? So I'm bearish. We can see, yes, we pushed down, took out liquidity, closed bullish, but then again began to push lower, and I just feel like we target these near lows here, so I'm bearish on GJ. Okay, so I've looked at Euro USD. I think I'll look at one more Euro pair, and that will be EURCAD. And EURCAD is kind of in consolidation. It's looking bullish. Okay, lots of wicks downside. Okay, lots of wicks downside. Let me look at the after this long, or rather this bullish run up. Okay, we are in a retracement, but generally I'm bullish on EURCAD. When I look left here, I see imbalances. Then up here, I see liquidity. So this would be a long-term target for me, 1.50931. Okay. So yes, I am bullish on EURCAD, and I am bullish on EURCAD. Look at the 4-hour. Yeah, guys, I am bullish. I'm still bullish on, this massive move, we're seeing the retracement. We see a liquidity grab here. So I'm just like, let's just keep on pumping higher. Okay. So yeah, so guys, I think I will, unless you guys wanted me to look at something else. Okay, let me do this. Let me also look at Bitcoin, do a crypto, right? So BTC, USDT, now that I'm done with the Forex pairs, let's look at some crypto. So BTC, you guys, last week I've been bearish on BTC for the longest time. And I just wanted to also show you guys something. Of course, these are my markings from way back. And I remember when I was saying BTC will come and test this zone, the 45,674. It didn't happen immediately here. We kind of tapered down, but then we did come back and retest it. So, like I keep on saying, the market may not move exactly how you want it to move, but it eventually does. You just need to know what's happening and when. So anyway, so last week, I believe we were around this, was it last week? We were around here. Valentine's Day was on, was it Valentine's Day? Yeah, it was around, around here. This is where we were at 41,000, 41K. And I was just like, we are bearish. Okay, we did shift up a bit. And the reason why we shifted up a bit, again, if you look left, guys, it's not a surprise. Okay, we see imbalances here, and that's exactly why price pushed up and cleared out that imbalance, and then now is shifting lower. And what you're seeing is we've taken out strong swing lows here, key swing lows here, and that's why we are seeing this is a pretty consistent rundown of price. We retested, we are dropping, we are approaching. Actually, we've kind of cleared this imbalance here. There's potential to see a rejection off of that zone, and then we continue. Why we continue down? Because we still have pending liquidity. I'm still bearish. So even if we retrace, I think we will just retrace minimally, and then we shall continue. So I'm still looking at, if you look at my arrow here, this is a 31K zone, 31K to 29,369, 29K. That's basically what I'm thinking. So that's me on BTC USDT. So yes, so guys, I think I'll leave it at that. If you liked this video, if it was helpful, put a thumbs up, smash that like button, smash the notification bell, and share this with your friends who are also in the trading field. Yeah, let's trade together, guys. Let's make money together. And yes, thank you guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.